Well, I went off onto Craigslist to look for some tables for my basement, and I came back with some tables, but they're arcade machines also. I got Missile Command from 1981 or whatever. I got Moonbase, it's a copy of Space Invaders, and I got Mappy, which is also a pretty good game. About $150 for each table, and about $200 for the Mappy. And look at the bottom. Look what they recycled to make the Mappy cabinet. It's a original Pac-Man side. I thought it was pretty cool. Can't get over it. So we have Missile Command machine. It's in pretty nasty shape. All the track holes are messed up. And the main glass is missing, and the decal on the top is missing too. And here we have the Mappy machine. It's got all the parts to it. Well, most of it. It's missing the back plate, and it doesn't have the frame to mount the tube chassis, whatever, onto here. But it should be pretty simple. I'll just weld some angle iron. That came with the bezels and stuff, a bezel and stuff like that. Goes up in here. But when this part folds up on it, that thing's worth $200 right there. Same price I paid for it. Which makes me wonder, my father is the vice president to a printing company. I wonder if I could print new decals for the top of that and sell them for $50 a piece. And the only one that's really working just by itself is Moonbase, as it says on the title, because it's a base on the moon. You have single player, double player, left and right, fire, and your coin slot. It's a very simple game. I'm going to put this tinted glass over it so I can record it better. That's 1 credit. Now, this game was made by Nichibutsu. This is the very first game. It was made in 1978. And a lot of the electronics in it look quite old compared to other arcade machines. Like the power supply still has CAN transistors. That's where the transistors come in a can-shaped package. Hey, I've never gotten that guy before. But yeah, as you can tell, it's basically a clone of Space Invaders. Now let's open it up and see what's inside. So here it is on the inside. I had to turn it off because it's starting to act up on me. But you have your 3 computer boards over here. I think the top one is just the audio board. You have your fan over there. And you have your main power system, coin system right there. If you press this button, that gives you 1 credit. And it's the same thing as putting a quarter in. Like this. And it's been played 17,545 times, which is pretty nice. I believe this is a 110 outlet. You just put you plug your power into it, like for your multimeter or something. I don't really know. Then you have your tube, black and white, with your 2 control boards down here. The board over here is the I think the actual tube controller, like it has all the high voltage equipment and stuff. And this is the video controller, and that ties into the second board down here, which is the video board. And I believe the board on the bottom is the CPU board. And since this is made in 1978, I imagine it would have like a Motorola 6502 or an Intel 8088 or 8080. I mean, don't really know. I also got these. This is to pole position. It's a steering wheel. It's a bit sticky. I don't know why. I think it's just a dry rot on the wheel. And a gear shifter. And also got this. The guy charged me $5 for each of these, which isn't bad at all. You got a joystick, 6 buttons, a couple of them kind of broken. And you got this joystick with the thing broken out of it, but I could build a new button for that. He also gave me the foot pedal too, which is nice. So if anybody needs the steering wheel to their pole position arcade machine, let me know. Now let's get back to the Mappy machine. This was made in 1983, and this is built on Super Pac-Man hardware. They just made it to where they just upgraded it a bit so it can handle horizontal scrolling. Because I think regular Super Pac-Man it didn't scroll. The screen was just stationary. And what's weird about this CPU configuration, or this computer board, is that it uses the Motorola 6809. Never heard of it before. And the weirder thing is it uses two of them. It uses one 6809 for all the computation of the game, and it uses a second 6809 just for the sound. So evidently the Motorola 6809 is kind of a universal controller where it can handle program code and it can handle generating sound. So that's pretty interesting. And I believe it also has a sound chip for it though, so maybe the second processor for the sound is just to convert the RAM into notes, and then it sends the data to the synthesizer chip, and that produces the sound. I don't know. Oh well. But back here we have your, I believe these are called isolation transformers. Basically, it's a transformer that you put in 115 volts and it puts out 115 volts. It doesn't really transform anything. Well, it doesn't change the voltage of it, but it makes it to where if you turn it off, the power from these big capacitors can't shock you if you touch the power cord. Here's up here, and you have these air vents. And I believe this controls the light inside of the top decal thing, which I believe it has a light inside of it. I wish the basement was tall enough to be able to to have that up, but oh well. The basement was made in 1880, so you can't expect much. On the top, these two buttons do the exact same thing. They just open the doors, so you can be a right-handed person or you can be a left-handed person, or whatever you want. And this is the players, and you only go left and right. Which I don't really like games where you only can go left and right. The joystick doesn't feel right, but oh well. Then at the front we have your coin mechanism, and this is a more modern one compared to that one over there. That one's an older one. Looks like a cigarette. The coin slot looks like an old cigarette machine. But this one looks like an actual arcade machine, except for it doesn't have the buttons where they push in, unlike this one where it has the buttons that push in. Anyway, whenever you put a quarter in there, let's see. Oh, here. Cool. Coin mechanisms are always awesome. I can do that all day. And it's been played 18,298 times. It says right there. And then in order to get this part off, there is a clip in the back, and that pops off. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want the glass to fall off and break. That'd be my luck. It would break. That's the mapping machine. I can't wait to put it back together because I have the tube and I have the tube controller somewhere. So here's the missile command cabinet. And here's inside the missile command cabinet. There's the self-test procedure all lined out. I'll probably hook that back up like that. And in the front, we have this. This is the main circuit board. It runs off of a MOS 65 or Motorola 6502, I think. Yeah, 6502. That's the same thing as the Commodore 64. And somewhere is the Pokey chip. Can't remember where it is, but the Pokey chip is the sound generator. And actually, the sound generator was originally designed to be a controller handler. It was made to handle the paddles like Pong on the Atari 2600, but it happens to be able to output a good oscillator sound, so it's really good for square waves and stuff. So it has a sound chip on some consoles too, which is quite interesting. It's been played 27,927 times, which is quite a lot. A lot of stuff in here like buttons and things. Don't know what that is. Switches. Is that a potentiometer? I have no idea. That thing is going to bug me. I don't know what that is. You think it looks like a switch where you like flip it, but it's not. Okay, anyway. And the problem with a lot of these machines is the boards are all loose in there. And so you got to figure out how to hook them back together and stuff. Here's the isolation transformer for this one, I believe. And this is the bottom of the tube and stuff like that. And this one has, I believe, bad RAM. I think I might be able to use these W2464A-20 RAM chips for this machine, because these are 8-bit RAM. I don't know why they're on a 32-bit Pentium board, but whatever, I can use them. I think these might be the RAM chips. I don't know for sure. I believe these are chips, but I think I can replace the bad RAM chips with that, so that should be pretty neat. So I hope you guys like this quick little intro about my arcade machines I got, and I hope to do a lot of videos on them, especially videos about repairing them and videos where I go into detail about all the components they're made of, especially the chips. I'm probably going to hunt down the data sheets to most of these chips and give you and relay a lot of the interesting information about each one to you guys. And I really can't tell what I'll find in this one from 1978. That board, I bet there's going to be some pretty awesome chips in that one. Well, see you later.